Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. I'm Jason with Jonason Plumbing and Rooter, LLC. And the first thing I want to talk about this morning is our new door hangers, okay? We're pretty excited about these. The first time we've ever had these made. I want to give a shout out to my brother-in-law, Jeff, who also works for me. You guys have seen him out there if you've had us come out to your house. Jeff is a great plumber and a great graphic designer. And he designed these door hangers. We're pretty proud of them. It tells a little bit about what we do here at Jonason Plumbing and what we specialize in. Down here on the bottom, just take a pair of scissors and you cut this off and you'll have a Jonason Plumbing business card. Please don't throw these away. If you see these hanging on your door, we actually like to know. Post them on Facebook and tag us, okay? Post them on Instagram and tag us. So, just want to talk about that a little bit. We're going to be passing out door hangers. So if you're in our community, San Gabriel Valley area, you will be seeing these door hangers here soon. Topic we're talking about today is water heaters. And I get a lot of questions about water heaters. And the first question I get is, how often are we supposed to maintain these water heaters? No matter the type of water heater, my answer is always the same. Minimum of once a year. We recommend you service it every 6 months, which is twice a year. The first water heater we're going to talk about is a storage tank water heater. It's the most common out there, and that's probably what you have unless you've paid to upgrade to a tankless. But a storage tank water heater is the most common type of water heater here in the area for single family homes. And they consist of a shell. So when you look at your storage tank water heater, a lot of people think they're seeing a tank. Actually, you're seeing a metal shell, and inside that metal shell is a good amount of foam, and then inside the foam is your storage tank. And a little fun fact, we actually cut one of those up a couple of years back and made a fire pit out of it. So, storage tank water heaters, very, very important to drain and flush these water heaters. Like I said, I recommend twice a year. Because what happens with the storage tank water heater is your cold water comes in from up top and your hot water goes out up top. The Bradford and White water heaters we recommend installing have what's called a hydrojet system at the bottom. So instead of the cold water just kind of raining down in the tank, it has a pipe that'll go all the way through, and then at the bottom, it starts to swirl when the water's filling up into the tank. And that helps with a lot of calcium deposits and rust deposits or any other sediment that comes in from the city water into your water heater. The Bradford and White Hydrojet will help stir that stuff up so you don't have a bunch of sediment just piling up and sitting on the bottom of your storage tank. So that's really why we recommend draining and flushing these tanks twice a year, because if you don't have a Bradford White Hydrojet in there and you have just a conventional storage tank where the water is just kind of raining in from up top, what happens over time, especially, we've seen water heaters that have never been maintenance, drained, or flushed. They sometimes they go for 10 years, sometimes they go for 15, 20 years. I've seen some only last, 4 or 5 years. Really just depends on the water quality you have in the city. However, if you keep up on the maintenance, the draining and flushing, you won't have a bunch of calcium sediments and rust sediments building up at the bottom of the storage tank, where your heat exchanger, your burner, is on the bottom of the storage tank, and it's got to heat through all that sediment. So if you don't drain and flush your storage tank water heater at least once a year, you're making the burner work harder to heat the water that's inside the storage tank. But you also have all this sediment, rust sediment, calcium sediment, whatever kind of sediment comes in, like I said, from the city side, just kind of sitting on the bottom of the storage tank heater. And so, in my opinion, it's not too healthy to have all that sediment sitting down there. That's why I recommend draining and flushing your storage tank water heater twice a year, okay? It's kind of like doing an oil change on your car. Most mechanics recommend, every 3,000 miles. If you pay a little bit more money for, synthetic oil, it may last you, 5,000 to 6,000 miles. But if you don't keep up on your regular oil changes, chances are your motor in your car is not going to last as long as it should, right? You're going to start having problems. Same thing with water heaters. If you don't maintenance them, they're not going to last you as long, okay? And everybody knows when you go to take a hot shower and you have no hot water and your water heater's not working no more and you got to call Jonathan Plumbing out, schedule an appointment and replace it. Well, what we're trying to do is educate you just to try to prolong the life of your water heater, okay? So storage tank water heaters, twice a year here at Jonathan Plumbing, we recommend to drain and flush them, do maintenance on them. While we're out there, we'll make sure there's no leaks, make sure your gas line's not leaking, make sure it's vented properly, things like that, okay? The second heater we're going to talk about is a tankless water heater. So tankless water heaters are the upgrade from storage tank heaters. And I say upgrade because a tankless water heater technically should never run out of hot water as long as it's sized properly to your home. A tankless water heater is usually a box that's mounted somewhere on the wall or even outside your home, okay? And what a tankless water heater does is it does not store the water like your storage tank heater does. A tankless water heater has a heat exchanger inside of it. And it's only going to heat the water when you turn on your faucet and call for hot water. So when you go to the kitchen sink and you want to turn on hot water, boom, you turn that faucet on and the water's going to run through a tankless heat exchanger and it's actually going to heat the water through that heat exchanger before it comes to your kitchen faucet. A lot of people commonly call these things, they mistakenly call tankless water heaters Insta-Hots. They are not instant hots, okay? It's still going to take the same amount of time it took for your conventional storage tank heater to get hot water to that faucet if your tankless is mounted in the same location, okay? It's not going to get the water to your faucet like that. Now there is some options and upgrades we can do. Some of these tankless water heaters have recirculation pumps built into them and things like that. And you can run a return line and make the timing a lot faster, but there's no way you're going to get instant hot water from these tankless water heaters. Okay, tankless water heaters, they got a lot going on in them. Okay, one thing here at Jonathan Plumbing and Rooter, we install sediment filters on the cold water line to treat the water before it goes into the tankless. These heat exchangers inside these things, the ports are not very big, okay? And the last thing you want is to get a bunch of sediment in this heat exchanger and for your tankless water heater not to work. A lot of the manufacturers of the tankless water heaters recommend that you have some sort of filter, sediment filter, treating the water before it goes into the unit. If you don't have one, this could void your manufacturer warranty, so it's very, very important. Jonathan Plumbing and Rooter, we do not install tankless water heaters without a filter, okay? And then another thing that we install that sets us apart from all these other plumbing companies is we install isolation valves. And what the isolation valves do, they allow us to isolate the system and come out every 6 months and hook up to these valves and actually pump in a descaling solution to clean the heat exchanger inside of the tankless water heater. So every 6 months we'll come out, we'll put you on a 6-month maintenance program, whether you have a conventional storage tank heater or a tankless water heater. We'll come out for the tankless water heaters and we'll pump in a descaling solution into the unit. We'll run it for the manufacturer settings, the manufacturer time that recommends for us to run the descaling solution through this unit. And then after we run the descaling solution through the tankless water heater, we run fresh water through it, we flush it out. And then depending on the style of filter you have, if you have a descal or Rex, I recommend you change them every 2 years, okay? But if you have a sediment filter or water heater treater, we change that out once a year. But we will inspect everything, we'll check your filter, make sure everything's good to go on your 6-month maintenance, okay? So it's very important to maintain your water heaters, and that's what I want to let you guys know today. Water heater maintenance, very, very important. If you keep up on the maintenance of the water heater, it'll last you a lot longer, okay? If you have any questions or comments you want to leave below, or if you have a topic that you want me to talk about here on the video, please leave it in the comments. Let us know, reach out to us. Like I said, if you get a door hanger on your door, please don't throw it away. Please take a picture and post it on your social media and tag Jonathan Plumbing and Rooter, okay? I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you have an even better week. And we'll talk to you later. All right, thank you very much. Bye-bye.